guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of my yearly beauty favorite series. So today we are doing concealers. So I have got my top 5 best of the best, most loved, most used, most favorite concealers ever. Now, if you are new here to my channel, you will already know I have an oily skin type. I definitely have issues getting my makeup to last all day. I struggle with transferring, I struggle with shininess, cakiness, all that kind of stuff. And these concealers for me are just absolutely foolproof. They last all day, they correct, they brighten, they cover redness, they cover rosacea, they cover discoloration, they cover dark under eye circles. They don't budge, they don't crease, they don't transfer. They just stay looking incredible on the skin. So if you are interested in learning about my top 5 best of the best concealers, then please stick around. Okay, in my number 1 spot, and I feel like this one's not going to be that surprising, really, the KVD Beauty Good Apple Concealer. Oh my goodness. This completely overtook all other concealers pretty much ever for me. This is an incredible formula. And I mean, the packaging is quite cute as well. Like, I really do enjoy the packaging of this one. But this formula, so full coverage, yet so lightweight, so creamy, so easy to blend, and so long lasting on the skin. It's got quite a small little doe foot applicator. It's really easy to apply this on the inner corners of the eyes and get into those like sort of little tiny spots because the applicator is so small, and it blends out to actual perfection. Like, the tiniest little bit of this will cover pretty well everything. I can use it underneath my eyes. I can use it on breakouts. I can use it over my entire face. Never creases, never transfers. I never have any issues with this one going crepey or yucky during the day. It is just easy. It is so easy to use. Great coverage, super lightweight. Like, you can't go wrong with this. I promise you. And it's funny, the Good Apple foundation, you remember that balm foundation that they came out with? I actually really didn't like that on my skin at all. So it took me quite a while to try this concealer. I'm so glad that I did because she is number 1. Like, out of everything, absolutely number 1 for me. Okay, next up, another brand new addition to my favorite concealers, I guess, and it is the ABH Magic Touch Concealer. This stuff is literally incredible. So I would in a lot of ways compare this to the Tarte Shape Tape. Very full coverage, very covers literally everything, very long lasting on the skin, very smudge proof, sweat proof, transfer proof, humidity proof, all of that. But it's a lot creamier than the Tarte one. I find that this one is a lot easier to blend out. I find that this one sits a lot better on all skin types, including dry skin types, and it just covers absolutely everything. So again, I can use this underneath my eyes. I can use it all over my face to highlight, to contour, and it just blends out so quickly, so easily. It's not a completely matte formula, and I think maybe a big reason why so many of you don't necessarily love the Tarte Shape Tape, and I mean, I love it. I think it's a great concealer. It works very well on my skin, but I know a lot of you don't like it, and it's because it dries down to such a matte finish, and because it's so matte on the skin, for a lot of people you can sort of see it on the skin. This does everything in terms of coverage and longevity and perfecting and everything that the Tarte one does, but you can't see it on the skin because it's not so intensely matte. Like, it doesn't dry down to such a matte kind of finish. I don't know, it's beautiful. It brightens. I'm so obsessed with this. It's got a much bigger doe foot applicator than the KVD one, and because the applicator is so big, you really only need the tiniest amount. Like, you'll be able to do your entire face. Like, you definitely never need to re-dip, and it's just beautiful. Like, the packaging is beautiful, the formula is beautiful, it lasts all day, it's oily skin safe. I think this is an amazing concealer, and I feel like not enough people are talking about it, to be honest. Okay, next up, my most favorite natural, everyday, barely there concealer. It's gotta be the Fenty Beauty Bright Fix. This is an extremely lightweight, low coverage concealer. This is my go-to for days when I'm not wearing any makeup, but I want my under eyes to just look a little less tired. When this is on the skin, it cancels out the darkness, it cancels out any redness or, any purple sort of hues that I've got going on under there, but you can't actually see it on the skin. It just makes me look like I've had a good night's sleep. Like, I can blend it out with my fingertip and it just somehow magically covers, but without being visible on the skin. If you're after something that's really, really, really super, super natural, that's light as air, that won't crease or cake or separate, and just is invisible on the skin but still gives you coverage, this is my absolute go-to. It is technically an eye brightener or an eye illuminator as well. Really great shade range. I don't necessarily love the packaging of this. Like the applicator, like you have to sort of squeeze it. It comes out of this ball and, you know, you kind of apply it like that. I would have preferred a doe foot applicator, but that's just my personal preference. You certainly, you know, you can very easily still make it work, but it's just like a little messy. And you can see like in the cap kind of how messy this is. But all of that doesn't bother me because the formula is just that good. I have been through several tubes of this year. It's just so beautiful and natural on the skin. Love it. Will be repurchasing. And believe me when I say you cannot feel this on the skin. Like you will not know that you are wearing a concealer. It's that lightweight. It's amazing. And my last two top concealers are actually drugstore concealers. And this one here, I just feel like this is going to be a favorite for my entire life. It was a favorite the first time I tried it. And we're probably talking, honestly, 15 years ago. Like, that's how long I have been obsessed with this concealer. And I still love it just as much to this day. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser. This formula, oh my goodness. It is so lightweight. It is so creamy. It brightens yet covers at the same time. Love the applicator. Like you sort of squeeze it out through this little sponge applicator at the top. You can actually apply it and blend it with the applicator. It doesn't crease. It doesn't get crepey. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It lasts all day. It's oily skin safe. It's sweat proof. It's transfer proof. It's humidity proof. It is just the perfect formula and it's drugstore. I will say that the name is very accurate. Like I feel like it definitely does make you look younger. Like it's certainly in your under eye area does make you look younger somehow. Like very smooth, very bright, very perfected. But at the same time, I still also use this to highlight. I still use this on blemishes. It's the perfect all-rounder. It's amazing. They have done so well with this. If they ever reformulate or discontinue, I'm going to protest. We're going to have problems, I'm telling you. And then last but not least, another drugstore one. And this is the one, like my drugstore choice for those days when I just need my concealer to go on my face and I want to wear it for 14, 15, 16 hours and I don't want to have to think about it. I want it to just, when I'm looking for something that's full coverage and literally like paint, it's got to be this one here. So this is the L'Oreal Infallible. It's called different things in different countries, which can be a little bit confusing. Here in Australia, it's the More Than Concealer. In the US, it's got another, like a different name, but the same packaging. I'll pop links down below for you, but this stuff is phenomenal. I would actually say that this is the perfect dupe to the ABH Magic Touch. Insane coverage, insane wearability, wears all day, will not transfer, will not fade, will not cake, will not separate, will not settle. And she is full coverage. You only need the tiniest little bit of this. And it doesn't dry down to such an insane matte finish where it's actually visible on the skin. Like it still really blends in beautifully. You can sheer this out if you want. I love mixing it with moisturizer to create like a bit of like a tinted moisturizer moment. It just does not muck around. A beautiful, beautiful formula. Also very similar to Shape Tape as well, but I would say less matte on the skin and easier to blend on the skin. Definitely packaging is exactly the same. Like it's got exactly the same bottle, exactly the same doe foot applicator. Honestly, not enough people are raving on about this. Not enough people know about it. If you're looking for drugstore and something that's just going to stay exactly where it is and just give you amazing coverage, this is absolutely a phenomenal choice. But there you go, guys. Those are my top 5 concealers for the year. Honestly, a lot of the concealers that I had in my top 5 concealers last year, I'm not really even using anymore. I feel like makeup's really evolved this year. I feel like there's been a lot of amazing releases. And I guess maybe my preferences have changed a little bit. I'm after things that are giving coverage but are a lot more lightweight on the skin. And these definitely, like, they tick all of those boxes. But as always, I would love to know what your favorite concealer was for the year. I'd love to know your most favorite concealer and your least favorite concealer as well. I'm always like, give me the juicy goss. But I love you guys heaps. I hope that you are enjoying this series. I will link the other videos that we've got in the series this year already, and also previous years beauty, like yearly beauty favorites. All of that will be down in the description bar. But I love you guys heaps. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will catch you all in my next video.